Guys,
I'm Kristen Bell.
and me, I'm Darcy Carden.
She is.
Yeah, and we're doing a Facebook Live.
Yeah.
The only thing is, I want to see it on the computer. Oh, technical. Not exactly difficulties, but...
Is it popping up?
Here. Oh, yes.
Oh, and we are live.
Hi, guys. There. Okay, good.
There we are.
Are you out there? Yeah, you are out there.
Erica. No, Eric. Sorry.
But maybe also Erica, depending on...
Whatever you want to be.
Yeah.
You know we're not here to judge anybody.
No, that's for sure.
But if you have any questions or if you just want to say hi, holler at us.
Yeah, we see some right now. A lot of you nice people are saying hello to you. Simi says you rock.
Oh, thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you, Simi.
And that's true.
Thank you.
Ever?
Ever been to Disney World? Jeremy. Of course. Jeremy, duh.
I haven't. I've
You
been
haven't?
to Disneyland, like 100 times.
But well, it's hard to get to Disney World. Not that it's hard to get to Florida, but it's when you have Disneyland so close.
Yeah. Although I feel like people kind of fall into Disneyland or Disney World, like they root
Like
for
an
one
East
another.
Coast, West
Mhm.
Coast kind of gang
Mhm.
battle.
Gang.
Yeah.
Very much so. Like
Yeah.
a gang. So, no. Dana says, sing. Can you imagine if we just broke into song?
Yeah,
How goofy
right.
that would
Dana, we cannot do it. From Huntington Woods. Hi, Angela.
be? An old neighbor. Okay, so,
Hello from Wisconsin. Who's from Wisconsin? Patrick. Hi, Patrick.
you go so fast.
Guys, we love you too. Does anyone have questions?
Yeah, let's ask some questions. It's so nice of you.
About the finale,
Yeah,
maybe
we
that's
have-
airing tonight. It's a double episode, which means that'll be 2 episodes. So it's an hour of your life if you care to give it.
I think you care to
But
give
it's
it.
worth it.
Yeah, and especially like the way each episode sort of ends on a cliffhanger. This way you just move right into the next episode, and you're gonna love it.
How was the character Janet created?
Oh, the person who created the show is this genius named Mike Schur.
Mm-hmm. Who created Parks and Rec
Yeah.
and worked on The Office and created Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
We love him to death. He's amazing, and he created this whole world of The Good Place. I think originally he wanted Janet to be like a more of a computer, almost like a kiosk that would be just speaking to Eleanor and whoever was asking her questions. But then he sort of thought it would be more fun to have an actor play it, and guess what? It's more fun for me because I get to play it. Kathy loves your husband. I do too. Maybe she means me. I have a cute husband
She definitely
too.
could mean you.
Yeah.
Do you think there will be a Good Place musical episode? I certainly hope so.
We would all like
I
that.
will be pushing for it.
Yeah.
It's kind of this is like a fierce lesson in multitasking because they're coming up fast.
Yeah.
Somebody asked you what's in your mug.
Okay, that's great. Thank you, Monica.
Green tea. Monica, you can see
Oh, yeah.
Monica's like the real Janet.
Yeah. Monica is the real
For
Janet.
real. It's green tea.
I have green
That's
tea
what it
in my
is.
purse. I've been carrying tea in my purse lately. Because then all you need is hot water.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Bingo. And green tea is it's a nice kick.
It is. Do you think that Eleanor deserves to stay in the Good Place, Kristen?
Ooh, well, personally, I do. I mean, I am, I'm obviously biased. Because
Right.
I have to root for her to play her. I can't, hate her and play her. I have to figure out a way
Right.
to love her. But I think she's done a lot of growing. And I think just having grown and shown that she has the capacity to learn and be good deserves her a spot in the
I
Good
agree.
Place.
I agree. Yeah, how much she's grown. I think that's a big part of it, right?
Yeah.
That she's learning how to be good. Cool show.
Somebody asked,
Yeah.
what was each of your favorite scenes?
Monica, this is really the way to do it. You're
Okay.
really
I'm-
doing a great job.
Thank you.
I guess to do, I really had fun. There was one episode, I think it was 3, where Janet was kind of malfunctioning, and I got to weirdly hit on Sheedy, which just
Oh, I loved that
It was-
episode.
yeah, that's
and
it.
also when you hated him when you were wearing the welding mask and you said something really nasty
Right.
to him, and I enjoyed that.
It's fun to try to break William, who plays Sheedy. So that was just a day of trying to get him up, which was a joy.
My favorite was one with William as
Yeah.
well. It was the pilot with the Shrampies. Really getting to play drunk and shove those all down my blouse, and that was definitely
That was
definitely
so,
my favorite.
That was so fun. I love that one. Hello, Trisha in Indiana.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Terry Beth, will we meet any new architects?
What a good question.
That's a very good question. I don't know that we can answer
We
that,
almost
but
can answer nothing.
yeah, we almost can answer nothing. But keep them coming.
Yes.
Keep the questions coming. But that's a very good question,
Yeah.
Terry.
That is great. And a lot of your questions will be answered tonight when you tune in. NBC, 8 o'clock. Don't miss it.
Don't miss it, guys.
Truly don't miss it. I think if you're watching this, you're not going to miss it, right?
Probably. And also, it's worth it.
I know.
This finale is worth it. I will say that.
And it's worth it to watch it live because you don't want anyone telling you anything.
Yeah. There's going to be major spoilers. Well, because basically you find out Eleanor's fate. So it's...
Yeah. I thought, oh no, I'm not going to say what I thought you said. Oops.
How is the relationships with everyone in the cast? Everyone in the cast, any good stories? Leanne McDaniel. Well,
Hi, Leanne.
Actually, the relationships in the cast are really, really, really good.
Yeah.
Thankfully, because it's not always that way. I mean, as in any job, you have people you work with that you're like, well,
Especially because actors are.
yeah, and all actors are crazy.
Yeah.
So you start there,
Mm-hmm.
and then given the fact that we're together for 12 hours a day, but this is actually a really, really fun cast, and I think it also, again, like with any job, the captain sets the tone, and Mike Schur sets such a respectful, wonderful tone that everything is very human and joyful, and it's like a very nice place to work. And we love the people. Like Manny and William are so quiet when you first meet them, but like episode 3, they started coming out of their shell, and they are like huge, adorable dorks.
Weirdos.
And Jamila's just like this, like you can't take your eyes off of her when she's in the room, and she's always got something like crazy intellectual to say because she's actually a really good writer, and she writes about like women's issues, and she used to write for Cosmo, and she like is always writing something and does like an advice column, so she's really like stimulating to talk to and so lovely. And I mean, Ted is
Ted's
just Ted. He's adorable.
Yeah, and also I'll say that Mike Schur being the captain is great, but also Kristen and Ted have really like set the tone for Jamila and Manny and Will and I. Who this is like our first big show, so it's just like everybody seemed very happy to be there and got along great.
Jordan Howell, have either of you watched the OA on Netflix? Not that I'm trying to detract from
Oh,
No,
boy.
but I did.
You watched it all? I haven't watched it yet.
It's one of the best shows I've ever seen.
Oh my! Okay, Kristen also got me into Stranger Things, so I trust you and I will do this.
I have decent taste. I mean, listen, when our show's over tonight at 8 p.m., you have a break. I highly recommend watching the OA. I had such an experience watching it. I thought it was a beautiful, beautiful show.
You're gonna need like a half hour to process our show, so at like 9:30 start the OA.
What's with all the Jacksonville references? The computer died.
Oh,
It's okay. I can help.
okay.
What's with all the Jacksonville? Well, we have a writer that he's not from Jacksonville.
He's not.
Is
You're talking Joe?
he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe Mandy is just kind of weirdly obsessed with giving like Jacksonville references, and I think he probably had input into Manny's character who plays Jianyu, and really wanted him to be like super high on Jacksonville, and that's where like all the Blake Bortles football references.
Yeah.
Football, right?
Yeah.
Comes in.
Which I didn't know. I thought he was saying bottles until way late in shooting.
There's a ton of jokes on our show that are like teeny, like only 5 people are gonna get them.
I love that they stay in though.
Yeah, I
right?
do too.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a favorite frozen yogurt flavor?
In real life or in
Both.
life?
Nap.
Yeah. There was one that was small, but it really spoke to me, which was like something along the lines of identifying the actor whose voiceover you're hearing in a commercial.
That's a
Because
very
it
good
is the
thing.
most satisfying feeling. So that is my favorite flavor these days. And also just like, Rocky Road or whatever.
There's also a good one, unexpected line opening up at the TSA.
Yes.
Unexpected TSA line opening at the airport, which is
Yeah.
also a good feeling. That would be one of my other
It's
favorite
like those
flavors.
small ones that just like,
Yeah, that make your day.
Yeah.
The perfect high five was also one.
oh, that was
That was
a good
one.
flavor.
Yeah.
Somebody said Jana is so much better than Siri. That's
Thank you.
true.
That's nice. Why do we not like Siri? She's cool. She's fine. Yeah. Monica hates Siri. Thanks.
Favorite character, not including yourself.
Okay, let's do not including each other. No, but favorite character. We love them all.
Yeah, well, but
I mean, I feel like I feel like in every episode there's something from everybody. Like Manny or Jianyu kills me with his weird delivery, like the way he says things like nobody else.
not like a human would
No,
say
no,
that.
no. Yeah. And but then like Chidi's such a doll.
Yeah, everyone's my favorite character has not been seen yet on The Good Place, but that person might be seen tonight.
Yep. I get you. Yeah.
Because I laughed
I was gonna
more
say.
shooting that scene than I have in the scene you'll see tonight. I laughed more shooting that scene than I think I
You
ever
cried.
than I ever have. There were points where this person, there were just tears running down my face, and thankfully they cut around it. But it was a wonderful experience.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. We want to tell you more, but goodness gracious, we can't tell you a thing. You have to tune in.
Favorite joke or line from the show? You can think.
I love in the pilot. I love when you're trying to get Chidi's name, and you figure out that it's Ariana Grande and that's a name, and you got it, and then you go to sleep. There's like truly an endless list, but there's so many jokes like that where I'm like, ooh, this show's special. Like that is a funny, weird specific that like only exists in Mike Schur's brain.
I like when Eleanor talks about her ex-boyfriends, and she says things like, they used to call me all the time to just see what's up or ask me if I took money out of their wallet, stupid stuff. And there were a bunch of those that didn't make it in where it was like, I mean, I can't even remember them, but there were a bunch that got really perverted.
Yeah. There were definitely some.
Oh, I wish I could remember them.
There were definitely some perverted Eleanor lines, and some that made it in. There's one tonight that I remember reading in the script, and I was like, this is never going to make it to air, but it is. It's in.
Good for us.
Yeah, we did it. 2017. What else, Mon?
Just a lot of love.
Thank you for the love.
Thanks for the love.
For
guys.
real, actually.
Yeah.
Thank you for the people that watch the show have been so nice.
And
So
we're
nice.
so proud of the show, and we have such a good time doing it. We really do want to do it for a long time. I would love to keep this job, and that means we're going to have to keep pleasing you guys and make it worth watching and keep you laughing and keep you interested and keep you on your toes. And we think we can do that, and we're so appreciative of the fact that you guys tune in.
And it's so fun to read your theories and your thoughts, you know, like on weird little blogs and Reddit and all that stuff. It's fun to see what you guys have to say. And some of you are on the right track, and some of you are so far off where this is going. But you'll find out tonight.
Do you guys ever improvise? Are the lines ever improvised?
Hardly ever, because our writers are all really good improvisers, and a lot of them are stand-up comics. And so improvisation is really specific if it's going to drive the scene. Like, there are two elements. A, it has to be funny, and A, it has to apply to the scene and drive it along. Like, if I'm doing a scene with Darcy and I just start talking about the Girl Scouts and say something funny about them, and it doesn't drive the scene, everyone's like, what the heck was that? It's not going to make it to the cut. But our writers come up with a couple versions, and like I was saying, the things Eleanor says about her ex-boyfriends, they come up with alts, basically, and we get to do those. But there's not really a need.
It's funny, because I think everybody in the cast likes to improv, and you know, it's like a bunch of people who would be down to improvise.
It's allowed. It's certainly allowed, but it's
like not needed.
No, when you have the perfect recipe, why add a bunch of parsley?
Parsley is just nothing.
No.
It's not
garnish we don't need.
It only exists to almost rhyme with my name.
Parsley.
Are there any pranksters on the show?
I feel like if anybody's a prankster, it might be Ted.
Yeah.
But not so much. Not like a you know, I don't.
That old gag.
But he I don't know if we have like a prankster per se, but we do have a giggler, and that is Ted.
Yeah.
Danson.
Yeah.
He loves to just,
what was that? Were you in the room for that one scene where we were all in the office? I don't think you were, where he could not get it together.
Just laughing the whole time?
Yeah, just laughing the whole time. I mean, we were in there for an hour or more just for him to wait to have his giggles subside. I can't even remember the topic.
I wasn't there. Useless. I love it. I love that. And there's something about him giggling that gets the whole crew and everybody giggling, where people want to get home and they want to live their life, but when Ted Danson's having a giggle fit, you stay for it.
It's worth it. And so is the finale.
Yes, it is.
It's
coming up.
Very much worth it. We hope you guys will tune in. We hope you love it. And after you see it, know that there's lots more ahead.
Yeah.
Should we be lucky enough to come back for a second season.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Thank you.
8 o'clock, NBC. Check it out. We love you.
Bye.